All right, today we're going to talk about how to format a script properly. And we have a couple of different options. The first one we're going to look at is a Microsoft Word template. So the template's already been created. You just need to figure out how to put it into script format. We're going to start with a Microsoft Word script template. So the template is already created. You just need to plug in your words. So we'll open up the template. And it has a header, name of the story, and last name that you can go ahead and change in the header function. But the first thing we're going to add is a slug line, or a header. So we click Slug Line by going up to our styles and clicking Slug Line. And we always start with interior or exterior. So interior, living room, and you don't have to push the caps lock or anything, it does it all for us. And then the dash of whether it's day or night. So we'll just say that it's day. We'll go ahead and hit return. And then the next thing we're going to add, so we're going to go back up into styles right here, and there are up and down buttons. We'll click on our up buttons and we're going to go to normal. And that's going to give us our template for just our descriptions. So we're going to say who is in the scene, and we'll have that in all caps. So we'll just do a caps lock and then release that. Harry sits dejectedly. So we have our description. Then if we would like to add dialogue, we go back over here to our styles and we pick first character so that we have the right name. So that's going to go ahead and indent it 22 spaces for you. So you don't have to do that yourself. And it'll also put it in caps for you, so you don't need to worry about the caps lock. And we just put who is going to talk and hit return. And then we'll go to dialogue, and that's going to indent it for us as well. And I just typed in a whole lot of things so that you could see how it formats it correctly. It's no longer than 60 spaces. It's indented 10 spaces and left justified, plus the right margin is also moved in. And then when we're done talking, we'll hit return again, and it's automatically going to go back to normal so we can put in our next description. Then when you go to save it, make sure you save as and rename it to your file name so that the script template remains a template and you don't have to overwrite it whenever you use it. So that's how to use the template for Microsoft Word for a script. So we're going to close that out. The next thing we're going to look at, and I'm not going to save that, is how to use Celtx. It's CELTX.com. It's a free download. And we're just going to open that up. It did not open. There we go. So welcome to Celtx, and it shows you lots of different ways in which you can format something. So we're going to pick film because we're writing for script writing for movies. But you can also use this for plays, storyboards, comic books, and novels. So we'll just pick film. And it starts with scene headers. Remember, headers and slug lines are the same thing. So it starts with our scene header, and again, we don't have to push cap locks or anything because it just does that for us. So it automatically will fill in the proper format for interior. So we can just click on that, and then we'll do our same scene. We do need to put on our dash, and then day. When we hit return, it automatically goes to action. So whereas in the script template, it said normal, in this one it says action. So this is where we put in our descriptions, the actions that the characters are taking. So again, since it's the first time we see Harry, we'll put his name in all caps. And he is sitting in his living room. Still have to use proper grammar, proper sentence format, periods, subjects, predicates, all of those things. But your descriptions shouldn't be longer than 3 lines. You can go to 4. If it's really important, you can go to 5. But remember, every action gets its own description. So if something new happens, you're going to hit return and put in another description. I got yes. So we hit return, and it goes ahead and formats it properly for us for the next action, but we don't want an action, we want talking. So we'll go ahead and hit character. And again, we don't have to put in caps lock or anything like that. It does it for us. We hit return, and it automatically goes to dialogue for us and indents it the proper amount. And here is where we type our long series of things that Harry is just babbling out. Again, remembering to use capital letters. And then we return again, and it goes back to character. So if we don't want another character to respond, then we'll just go to action. And it'll take us back to how we want the format for another description. Notice that I used Cheetos in my little description here. You want to avoid using brand names because you have to pay Frito-Lay for using their name in a script. So you want to stay generic, you can just say Cheese Puffs instead of Cheetos. And with Celtx, you will save project. And we're just going to save it to the desktop as Harry and save. Once it's saved, you can go in to Script, Export Script, and then you can pick what file type you can export it to. So you can export it to a .text. And that way everyone can read it. So you export it to a .text, save it, and then anyone can read it. You don't have to have Celtx in order to read your script. And that's how we format a script.